So a couple summers ago, I worked with this young woman and we were sitting by the pool. It was a really tough job. We're sitting by the pool discussing church and just life, and she was in her early 20s, but life had really beaten her down already. She had already been divorced, her mom was battling with cancer, and she was in a place she just didn't want to be, and she was just really struggling. I remember we were talking about church, and she told me something that I'll absolutely never forget. She told me that she believes that God wants her to be happy. So she's gonna do the things in life that make her happy. And I just remember thinking how flawed that was. Because for her, that meant going out and partying, trying to pick up guys, really just living in sin. But that's what she thought God wanted her to do to be happy. In this week's chapter, part of the verse to remember is that the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. See, last week we talked about how there was this purpose, there was this reason for Jesus being in our lives. There's a reason for everything. Well, now we're starting to discover that that reason is so God can overcome everything in our life, so that we, with that light, can overcome all the darkness. That's exactly why Jesus is here. That's the purpose God has, so that His light can shine through the darkness, and knowing that the darkness will never overcome it. Overcoming these obstacles, that's the motivation, that's the reasoning, that's the purpose that God has for Jesus in our lives, knowing that this world will never take us down. 2 years later, I still see this young woman, and she's still struggling in life because the darkness is consuming her. She has not let God's light take over. And because of that, that light cannot overcome the darkness in her life. So this week we challenge you as you're going through and you're reading this second chapter in Don't Climb Alone, we challenge you with, what in your life do you need God to overcome? What are you struggling with? What are you afraid to talk about? What are things that you're hiding and you're afraid of, or you're ashamed of, or you're hurt over because you're not letting God overcome them? God has a purpose in your life, and that purpose is to overcome, and now it's time to let Him do that. Now again, remember, we all struggle. You're not alone in this. So don't climb alone.